Whoa, 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 whoa. Is Maggie about to become the queen of the demons? It's Kristen, and today we're talking about episode 7 of The Charmed Reboot. This episode, Parker returns and opens up a whole new can of worms. Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on this episode of Charmed. So again, we are following each sister kind of on their own journey. Let's start off with Mel. This episode, Kat finally returns, and we get to learn a little bit more about why she disappeared. She thinks that she's been having stress-induced hallucinations her whole life, and recently they've gotten a lot worse, and it turns out that she's actually a medium and just didn't know it. And so Mel kind of helps her on that journey to realize that all of the things that she has been seeing are real, and that she really did talk to Marisol, and that she can speak to the dead. Mel thought that helping her would make it so that Kat didn't have to leave, go somewhere else to be hospitalized, and now she doesn't have to be hospitalized, but she is still leaving. And so it kind of feels like the writers wrote this character off. I did see a tweet where the actress was basically being like, "It's been real, guys," and so it kind of seems like she's not coming back. Maybe in the future we'll see her, but at this point I think this is the end of Kat's story, and now she's actually left spellbound to Mel and wants her to manage the shop while she's gone. So this kind of felt like just a quick way to give Mel a job so that they can like sort of have an income. Now I guess we're just waiting for Macy to get a job. Next up, let's talk a little bit about Macy. So in this episode, she and Harry are working together to investigate Jordan's ring a little bit more. Something I mentioned last episode was I wonder if his ring would invoke power in the other sisters, and in this episode we get to see Macy holds the ring and it doesn't actually do anything for her. We do, however, learn about the significance behind Jordan's ring and why he might be attacked in the future, which we saw in Maggie's vision. It turns out Jordan's family was actually cursed by witches many, many years ago because one of his ancestors was a witch finder general, basically someone who was killing witches. So I know that people were thinking maybe Jordan's a witch hunter. I think what they're kind of showing us is that his ancestors were witch hunters and they were cursed, and that kind of trickled down to him. Men in his family die at the age of 25, and Jordan is 25 right now, so that means he's not going to live to see his 26th birthday. And maybe that vision that we saw of him getting attacked is really what's going to lead to his early death. And I think Harry is still really struggling in this episode, especially after seeing Macy and Dark Harry, you know, kind of hanging out together last episode. He definitely feels like he's not a real man and he's just pieces, and that's really sad. And I think there is a little part of him that's afraid that Macy likes Dark Harry a little bit more than him, and honestly, like, I would be afraid if I were him because I kind of like Dark Harry a little bit more than him. Not that I like him more, but I think that Dark Harry had such a heartfelt storyline last episode. You really got to get to know him and why he's doing what he's doing, and the fact that it's all for freedom and that he just, you know, has a crush on Macy is kind of like endearing. Like, you know, he seems like he's this dark evil character, but there are dimensions to him, and what he's doing for a reason. And now we must dive into the Maggie storyline. This was the main focus of the episode. So basically there's this place called Sacred Grove that's kind of like a Bermuda Triangle kind of location. It was under the jurisdiction of the elders, and now that the elders are gone, there's no one there to protect it. So at the Sacred Grove there is a tree that produces this fruit that will make you temporarily immune to magic, which are normally protected by the dryads. The dryads are these like tree type of creatures. Unfortunately, all the dryads were killed, but there was a witch that they managed to save that was trying to help as well, and she revealed that like all the demons came together and were joining forces to get this fruit. And it's really dangerous because whoever has this fruit obviously is immune to magic, so, you know, if the charmed ones want to come and try to, you know, protect someone, the demons are basically invincible against them. Because they don't really trust Abigail, and they know that, you know, she was the one who claimed to be the overlord at the beginning of the season, and she was the one that was saying that she was gonna unite the demons, they're like, let's go to her and see what's up. So they ask her if she was involved, and she says no, but she claims that Parker is. So essentially what happened was, you know, Abigail claimed to be the overlord, and then when she kind of went off the radar because she was with the charmed ones, they needed someone else to step in. So Godric, who is one of the, you know, higher up demons, went to Parker and was like, you're a Cain, like people will listen to you, just claim to be the overlord. You know, we need somebody to step up right now. Godric, as we see, kind of is like a double crosser, so he also thinks that he can control Parker. So when Maggie and Abigail go to see him, I was actually kind of happy to see Parker return. He was someone that I wasn't sure if they would bring him back or anyone from season 1 back, and I really like the new vibe that they set up for him. He seems a little bit darker, he's got a little haircut, but I think as we see in this episode, he really still has a soft spot for Maggie. He really isn't trying to be a bad guy. He's trying to unite the demons so that there's peace amongst them. And then he kind of has this idea, you know, once he's working with Maggie and she's helping to find different solutions to things versus just like torturing people, that maybe the two of them would work really well together to unite all of the magical world. They don't really trust Abigail because she really wants to, you know, destroy Parker. She wants to be the overlord. They use a truth serum on her and she reveals that she was the person behind the dryads and that she will never stop at trying to destroy Parker. She's supposed to be sentenced to death, but instead Maggie convinces Parker that, like, he should do something else because, you know, how can you kill your own sister? So instead he does this spell that will remove her powers, make her mortal. She'll no longer be an immortal demon, and she'll just have to live like a regular everyday life. And at that point I was kind of like, alright, well, I mean, they didn't kill Abigail, but there's something about Abigail that is so mysterious, and it's like you can't really trust her. So after all that, it's revealed that Godric was actually the one who sent out this whole demon mission to get this fruit, and they used the fruit on Abigail so that she was immune to the truth serum and immune to getting her powers taken away. So she still is full power. She now is working with Godric, and she's really proved to Godric that he can't trust Parker because Parker's gonna go with his heart, and so she's gonna be the true overlord that they're gonna follow because she's gonna do whatever it takes. She's ruthless. So I thought that was fun that there was like a twist, and now Godric and Abigail are gonna be working together to undermine Parker and the Charmed Ones. Although I still wonder, you know, Abigail herself was using the myth of the overlord to take control, and is there a real overlord somewhere out there? Is the master, whoever that is, truly the overlord as well? And maybe we're gonna find out the actual history of that myth soon, because I think that'd be really interesting if Parker and Abigail are kind of doing their own thing, but then it turns out there's this even higher up force than them that's gonna come in and be like, nah, we're not doing this, we're gonna listen to me. So Parker and Maggie obviously don't know that all this double crossing is happening, and they think that they've really worked well together. So Parker, in kind of the heat of the moment, proposes to Maggie, and we kind of are left on this cliffhanger, although taking a look at what's to come next week, it looks like she might say yes, and the other sisters don't think that that's a really great idea because, you know, we're really diving into this whole Cole Phoebe situation of like a witch and a demon, can they really be together? I do think that Parker does have good in him, but I'm not really sure if, like, you know, a demon-witch relationship will work. Although it would be cool if it did work and they were able to unite the witch and the demon sides of the magical world so that they could stop this witch versus demon war that is supposedly brewing. Overall, I did enjoy this episode. I like that we got to learn more about the history of Jordan's ring. I think it was cool to see Parker come back and how he and Maggie really still have this strong connection. You know, the twists with Abigail and Godric, I think that was very surprising and kind of went in a direction I was not expecting. So I thought this was a cool episode. I think we learned a lot. You know, again, everybody has their own kind of individual storyline, so hoping that everyone comes together soon, but we definitely got a lot of action and a lot going on this storyline. If you like this one, you can check out more of my Charmed reviews right over here, and I will catch you in my next video. See ya!